Good morning, everyone. Today we're on day 28 of 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life. And our sketch artist today is Lori Roach-Ross. She has a horizontal and a vertical photo. And I always kind of like it when somebody gives me those two things and shows me how to lay it out. Because it's like you get those and you think, oh, what am I doing now? Because all my old pictures, I would do a horizontal and a vertical. Seemed like I just didn't know what I like the best. And she's got mixed media, or that's what it looks like, a mixed media background. She's got some embellishments here in the bottom left and embellishments at the right. And so like she's got a diagonal, and that's one of my favorite layouts is the diagonal. And then she's got the title down here. And mine's going to be very much the same, except for I am going to move the title. And I am using, I'm using Craft Consortium Paper, and I don't remember what it was called, but it's like mixed media. And I'm going to be using this side. But when I pulled it out, I actually pulled out a different color, and I pulled out the more colorful side. But I decided to go with this. And I'm using these Maggie Holmes, and it does not say what the embellishments are, but if you have it, you know. And so I'm using some things from here. And I have this Dumbo that I cut from a paper pizzazz pad that was Disney themed. So, and then I do have some punch or die cut stars, and they have the stitching around them, and they're actually, I got them from Amazon, and they're just like so cute. I love the stitching, and I just had some made up, so they were all ready for me. And so that's what I have. And I've got my oldest granddaughter when she was probably 3 or 4, and they were at Disney and in Florida, Disney World. Okay, so her and her dad, they're on Dumbo, so that's why I'm using Dumbo. And you know, this is back when, before we were taking pictures with our camera, so this one's a little bit blurry, but you can see him really good here. But this is the one where you get to see Dumbo the most, so I definitely want it on there, because you'll want to remember that. Okay, so I've already put tape on these, because this is my second time trying to start this video. Because, oh, you know what? I'm thinking that I need to maybe put this down first, because everything kind of works off the embellishments and to make sure I have room. So this is from the Maggie Holmes Chipboard set, and I talked about this the other day. Chipboard, you gotta have glue, because nothing about chipboard sticks. Nothing. Because at first, you know, and I'm sure it was like with anybody, the first time that you've used it, you just think, oh, it feels so sticky. I mean, if you put it on a picture, it's there. But think that it's going to stick to paper, it's just not. Okay, and as I'm gluing, I'm thinking, is that enough? Is that enough? Seems like my glue's kind of stuck. I might have to go grab my other glue bottle, because it really does feel like I'm squeezing and hardly anything's coming out. But there's glue in there. Okay, so I'm going to put this where it's up here, kind of touching the top, and then over here, kind of touching the bottom. Okay. So, you know, normally, you know, well, lots of times I measure to my pictures, but this time I'm going to put this here just so I know where my picture's got to be. Okay. Because it's alright if Dumbo overlaps a little bit, but you know, I want to be able to see the Dumbo in the picture. I think I'm going to turn this way. Okay, and where am I at? I'm gonna bring it down just a little bit more. And I definitely want it over an inch. Okay, that looks good there. Okay, and then my other one, it will be overlapping this picture just slightly, just like it does in Lori's sketch. Oh, it's got to be over a little bit more. I can't run into that. See, that embellishment is right there. Okay, so hopefully that gets me everything in here that I need in here. I'm going to put that there, and I want some stars. So I think that should be good there. Okay. And do I have, maybe I'll slide this over just a hair. Since I got that one at an inch, I might as well do this one at an inch also. Oh, is that enough work? See, so many details. I gotta make sure my Dumbo fits in there, because I'm just gonna name it after the ride. Okay, I'm gonna pull it down more. Okay. Okay. And then I am gonna have Dumbo right here, and I might as well go ahead and put that there. Now that I know. And I think I'll pause it. These stickers want to stick right to it. These are Hobby Lobby stickers, and sometimes they want to stick right to that wax paper, and they haven't been on there for very long at all. I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got Dumbo on there. And let's see, maybe I'll start out with this up here. So I'm gonna be putting Dumbo up here, and I gotta tell you, these, I have chipboard and then I have super thin paper. But these are like this right here from that book. That was probably from 2001 or something. It was a long time ago. Okay, I'm gonna put one of these stars like this. So that's gonna have to be underneath. And then I'm gonna stick one over here. So I need to make sure I have that room. And this one is gonna be sticking right there. Yeah, I think that's good there. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that one down. So it's pointing at that. Don't let me forget that. Okay. Okay, I'm pointing right at that. And then this one's going to be right over in the corner pointing at that. I should have switched out my glue when I was at it. Okay, so I want that pointing right up there, but not off the paper. Okay, and then I'm gonna put this right in there, and I'll be pointing that at that. So you gotta think of these landmark places so I know that I'm putting it in the right place. Because even though I don't feel like I got a whole lot of stuff on here, everything's got to be positioned just right to fit because I'm using big things. Okay, now let me see if I can get some glue out of this. Oh, yep, there it goes. Okay, and this one I punched out of like swirly paper, so I really love how that looks. I'm just gonna let it overlap this one. And then I have these from the Maggie Holmes Chipboard. Oh, and I got that at Tuesday morning. Oh, and I'm gonna take off a little bit of that chipboard, it looks like. You know what? I think I'm gonna pull that off so it's just a little bit lower, because these things are thick. since it wanted to come off anyway. Except for now, you know, the glue will want to really absorb into that. Okay, let's see here. And so this one is going to go on this side, and this one's going to go up like this. So I want them kind of centered. Right about here looks good. Oh, and you know what? I'm going to want to stick this right underneath that. So I need to get that on there. This is all that strategic placing. Okay, so I want this stuck right under here. Okay. And now this one, I am just going to put it next to it. I got 5 stars on one over here, so I got to get those out here where I can see them. Okay. Now I wonder if this one will, oh yeah, that will come off too. I'm taking off this one layer just because it will make it a little bit thinner. Because her chipboard pieces they're pretty heavy duty. Okay. Concentrating on all this glue. Okay, and then I'm going to want this down there too, so I'm going to be overlapping, so I'm going to get this ready. Because I'm going to put this down first and then kind of slide the other one underneath it. Okay, so about like that. And this one's pretty lightweight paper too, but it was one of my favorite. I just love this little pink dot, especially made up into the star. It's really cute. Okay, and I'm just tucking it in there just a little bit. And then I have another star, another one of those swirly papers I punched, or die cut I mean. And I'm gonna want that one right about here. Thought I better look at my screen. It's like, you know, I've been having that trouble of all of a sudden it's, you know, foggy or something. Okay, so I want that one there, and then I have a darker pink one. And this must have been Cartabella, because this is like all super thick and textured. Okay. And then I have this, every moment is magical when I'm with you. And I thought since they're at the Magic Kingdom, this would be perfect to use. And it looks like a ticket also, or like a kiosk, you know, sign or whatever. And I'm gonna again take off this first layer. Okay, and you know, whenever I've done like the little flags and stuff, I always want to put something over that bottom. But this time it's like it just seemed like it was so much, because I was actually going to put this on here, but I thought, nope, I don't like it there. So I'm going to put this right here and just make it look like it's part of like the little kiosk banner or sign. And then I made this little bow, and it was one of those, I think it was an Easter ribbon. And I decided to make it up ahead because I didn't know if I liked it or not, or if it would cover up this too much. but I'm gonna put that there. I don't think it covers it up too much. I think it's good. I can even push it up just a little bit. And this other side was like kind of like lines, and the other side is dots. So it was a lot of strategic twisting to get that to where all the dots showed just right. And it still kind of wants to pull around because I've twisted that one side so much trying to get that to show. So that's gonna go on this side. And did I bring over, I was gonna use glue dots, but I must not have brought that. Huh. Okay, I think I'll put it about like that. I'm gonna turn this a little bit more. I put the glue dots on and sometimes they don't hold, so maybe I just decided I was gonna do this, but I thought for sure I brought them over. But I'll just put this down. I think it will hold. I know it eventually does. Okay, so I'm gonna just put that right there and hold it for a couple of seconds. Okay. And I had out these little pearls using the black ones the other day, and this time I'm going to use the little white ones because we got a lot of dots on these other things, and I thought it would just be cute to kind of carry that on. Maybe make it look like it's kind of like part of the fireworks that they shoot off at night. You know, with the stars. So I'm gonna put, I think I'll put 5 over here because I've got 3 stars. So I want it to be, so I want to keep that odd number there. And then I'll do the same down here by these stars. Oh, and I'm pushing that bow around. I know it will eventually stick because that I usually use that, what is it called? Tacky glue. This one is still the quick, or it's still the old one that's called the quick dry because I bought like a case of it. Okay, so I've got 5 right now. I think I'm gonna do 7 over here. Oops. Okay, 1 more. Where do I want it? I think down there. Okay. So that is it for today. I'll tell you, the first part of the week it seemed, or the first part of the month, it seemed like it took so long to get the first week done, but now it seems like they're going pretty fast. So thank you for joining me. I will have close-ups at the end. Also remember that there is a thing I forgot. There is a link to all the still shots, and there's also a link to all the videos. Okay, so there was a star on that Maggie Holmes chipboard, and I thought, oh, that'd be really cute to put up here next to Dumbo, because, you know, he's a star of his own show. And then this one also was that, it's not glittery, but it's that foil stars, so I thought that way kind of got a little bit of glitz here and there. So remember to check out the other people that are playing along, and let me know if you're doing it, and if you have been just skipping around or doing it when you can, or if you're doing it every day. So thank you for joining me. Have a wonderful and blessed day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.